Yeah, it ain't never nah, never nah. You did? Look, Q. Now you see the look, look. Now you see the paint in my window. On a constant incline like a quad crescendo.
What it do?
Know
Back
it's
with
too
another
obvious.
episode of Behind the Cut, Creative Unique Talent. Got a special guest here for you today. Oh man, I'm really excited about this one. Actually, I'm honored that he even can be here today, man. You know what I'm saying? We talking to man, got 3 salons, got a designer shoe brand, belts, bags. I'm talking about when they talk about hustle, when they talk about getting to that bag, man, this is one of the ultimate. I mean, not one entrepreneur of the year here in Dallas before. You know what I'm saying? So when they talk about getting down to business and just entrepreneurship, we got none other than Brandon Bufford. Let's give me some hand claps. Yes, sir. Man, what you got to say, man? Glad you could be here. Man, let me tell y'all something, too. The people that I get, they very busy. So, man, for them to even, show up and take time out their schedule just to open up and share their life experiences and just what they have to give, man, it's a blessing and an honor. So we thank you very much. And, man, let's get started. Say something to us, man. Say something.
Hey man, well, I appreciate it, man, and I'm humbled, and it's a blessing to me as well, man. I never want to, allow my success to not allow me to be, approachable, reachable, or just even, look out for those who've been a part of my life, like yourself, who helped me to get to where I am. If it wasn't for you, being a part of my vision that God has given me, man, I wouldn't, have ran across you and working with you for years, and to see where you are now, to see the things that you're doing, man, it was only right for me to be here, man, no matter what I had to do, So I was just gonna make time. It's all about priorities. A lot of people say they busy, man, but it's about priorities. Yes, prioritizing. I prioritize this. I put it in my schedule. I put it on my books. I was prepared for it. I knew what I was gonna wear. I knew when I was gonna be here. So it's just all about priorities. And I wanted to make sure that I make you and your vision a priority because you did the same for me. So
Thank you, my brother. Man, when I first met you, man, actually, I went to barber school with one of the cats who knew you, and this man done cut everybody from DJ Khaled to Michael Blacksman. I don't know his real name. The actor Luke Cage. What was that show? I mean, Kurt Franklin. The list goes on, man. And one of the things that I realized when I met you, man, it's like, man, this is a real brother, man. This is a real cat. And coming to your shop, man, I came to your shop. I was in a position where, personally in the industry, I felt, well, let me even go back further than that. I had a baby, and my 3-year-old, and she got sick. And I was way up there in Denton. I said, man, I got to get somewhere closer, man. But coming to your shop, man, was life-changing because I had been in the game. I had been out there to college town, and I felt like I had reached the ceiling, man. I felt empty, man. I felt like, I just needed something, man. And I think because you're a man of purpose, you know what I'm saying? And when I fell into that situation, man, I was a little rough around the edges. Not like thuggish or nothing, but just my whole approach to the game was real, typical barbershopish type, you know what I'm saying, barberish. But man, one of the things that I learned while working with you, man, was to really respect the game and respect yourself as a barber, man. Hold yourself to a certain standard, you know what I'm saying? And it really taught me to take pride back in it, you know what I'm saying? Take pride back in the game. And I just watching you, the way you move, man. The reason why I wanted to have you on, just because I believe that a lot of people, they see you on social media, they see these things, but they don't understand, like, for one, how humble you are. They don't understand the work ethic, man, that you put into it. They don't understand the planning that you put into things, your thought process, man. And but before we get into a lot of that stuff, man, I just want to ask, like, before you got to this point, man, in your life, because we done talked about a lot of the struggles and stuff that you went through, a lot of things, like, do you mind sharing with us some of the, the struggles that you had, like growing up, because you got a very interesting story. I don't want to tell it, but I want you to kind of start where you want to start with it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all throughout elementary, man, into 6th grade, actually. Throughout elementary, man, all the way up to about the 6th grade, my family and I, we lived in a motel. It was called Skyway Inn. It was actually over where the Cowboy Stadium used to be, not too far from there. Probably like walking distance. It's still there. It's a different name, but it's still there. We lived in a motel, man, my family, my mom, my family and I. And, we struggled. I can remember something that I remember from that motel was my mom used to go get roach bombs. I don't know if those still exist, but she used to get roach bombs because we had so many roaches in the motel, and she used to let them, explode or whatever, where we had to leave out the motel for some hours, pretty much be gone for the full day. And the bombs was used to bring all the roaches out and kill them or whatnot. And I remember getting back to the motel. I'm my mom's only boy, so I remember getting back to the motel, and if you pull back the curtains, if you pull back so much of the, the little bit of furniture that we had in them, man, it was just roaches everywhere, dead, like everywhere. And I used to have to clean them up. I can't remember, with a broom or whatever it is, but I used to have to clean them up, and I remember that, I remember sleeping on the floor all those years, because my mom and, my sisters slept in the bed, so I would sleep on the floor for years. Like, I can't even remember, man, years just sleeping on the floor. And, I didn't understand why we was in that position, but I was a kid, so you don't know. And as a kid, you don't try to figure those kind of things out. We just, went with whatever mom, did. But from 6th grade, we moved to Oak Cliff. Now, I didn't know, as you see on my sweater, I didn't know what Oak Cliff was. To me, when we moved to Oak Cliff, we actually moved to the hood, but I didn't know it was the hood. From a motel to the hood was like hitting the lottery. It was like, for us, it's like, yo, we made it. We finally got up out this thing. We in the own apartment. Yo, we living in Oak Cliff. Like, and then next thing you know, going outside to play basketball, football, or whatever, it was a little different because there was a lot of things that go on in the hood that if you're not from it, you don't understand how to move in the hood. So, I had to get tough real quick. Put it like that. I had to get tough real quick because it wasn't an environment that I was used to, coming from, the motel in Irvin and the school districts, elementary going into junior high. So, moving in the hood kind of toughened me up a little bit. And I say that because I still have those traits that was needed that I developed in the hood in order for me to succeed and be on the level that I'm on right now in business, So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but yeah.
So, man, going from, you felt like y'all hit the lottery, man. Going from the motel to Oak Cliff, like what what were some of the things like in Oak Cliff that sticks out to you this moment, like in your life that you still use?
From living in the hood in Oak Cliff, one thing I realized, no matter what hood you from, you know what I'm saying? No matter what hood you from, all across the world, and I know every hood is different, you know, but it's all about having heart. Like, I wouldn't consider myself a tough guy because I'm from the hood, nor am I a street nigga. I'm just a cat that grew up in the hood, and I got heart. And what I mean by heart is I got heart to do whatever it takes to get what I want and to handle myself in a way to say, you know, no matter what level of success someone is on, you know, they can't handle me any kind of way, you know, because my heart and how just the heart of a line that I have is just like, nobody, no matter what economic status, no matter what level, no matter where they are financially, you know, can handle me any kind of way. I don't allow anybody to handle me any kind of way, you know, and that has helped me in life because a lot of people are intimidated by a certain level of people, certain race of people, certain levels of success that people have. And because I grew up in the hood and I have heart, you know, it's like, you know, people know men lie, energy, men lie, energy, men lie, women lie, energy don't. So my energy alone shows that kind of like that heart. It kind of just like, yeah, you can't handle this cat any kind of way because I can tell his energy is just different. And I learned that growing up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it was time for somebody to, you know, fight, or somebody's talking shit, or somebody trying to handle you, you know, you may lose if y'all do decide to fight because of your side, because of my size or whatever. But I had that heart to know that, like, I'm gonna get out there with you. You know what I'm saying? You might whoop my ass, but we gonna really get at it, and it's gonna be hard for you to whoop my ass if you do whoop my ass.
I think that's a good life philosophy too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's just like in business. Yeah. In business, you know, I may struggle. You know, certain things, some business challenges I face may, you know, whoop my ass, but I got heart, so I'ma just keep grinding. I'ma keep going hard. I ain't gonna give up. I'ma just keep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same principles, you know.
For sure. So another thing too, man, we about identity, man, identifying yourself, man. Was there any identity struggles growing up? Like, I know for a lot of people, man, a lot of people don't come into their own until later on in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, for you, like, was there like a struggle and like, who am I? Where do I fit? Where I belong? You know what I'm saying? In that process of, you know, growing up.
Yeah, at the time, you know, growing up in the hood, man, you become a product of your environment. You know what I'm saying? You begin to be molded to adapt to the things that go on in that environment out of survival, not necessarily because you want to. Shit, you have to, you know. So you know, kind of like when I was around, I'll never forget when I was around probably like 19 or 20, fresh out of high school. I had never read a book, man. I had never, you know, dropped out of high school, managed to still graduate the same year I was supposed to, but I graduated from an alternative school. But I never forget, you know, I heard someone say that you become what you think about. You know, you change your thoughts, you change your life. So I was like, damn, you know, that stuck with me, man. And in my early 20s, I was like, well, how do you change your thoughts in order for you to change your life? And I started reading, man. I never forget the first book I read was Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. And it began to change my thoughts, and I started seeing things different, even though I was still in the same environments that I grew up in. I started thinking different. So then those thoughts that I was thinking, they became real, and they became visions that I saw in my mind mentally. And next thing you know, I was seeing things that was greater than my current circumstances, but I was like, how do I get physically where my thoughts are? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I get out of this environment and get in an environment that looks like what I'm thinking? for myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, so reading that book, man, because for a lot of us, it seemed like you kind of forward thinking. You kind of like kind of head of the curve. I can remember watching you a few years back, man, rapping your car, man. It was a legend that, you know what I'm saying, you was the only nigga in the hood, man. Watching nigga before and after, like this is before and after cut, like this was years ago. You know what I'm saying? So the thought process, like we know the mental part, like what was one of the things, first of all, what was one of the things you did to begin to like really express that, really show it, really begin to act upon those thoughts?
Man, I had such a strong desire to do whatever it took to change my circumstances, that I just began to believe in myself, man. I really just 10 toes down and was locked in, and I ain't had nothing else to lose. I come from living in a motel, man, to growing up in the hood all the way up until my 20s. So it was like, I already experienced, pretty much all the levels of struggle, poverty. I can talk all day about poverty, but that's a whole nother, interview. But I began to really, man, believe in myself and just do things that I felt like I wanted to do. And I didn't really care about how it looked to others on the outside. I didn't really care what anybody had to say because they didn't know my struggle. They didn't know my circumstances. They didn't know why I was doing it. A lot of people may have thought I was doing it for attention or doing it, a lot of people saying he's doing too much and all that, but really it was like a survival thing. It was just like, I gotta do something. And that something came from the ideas that I was having in my mind and me just believing what I had been reading about already acting like you're that person you want to become. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. Is like,
that's a man.
You start acting like you start acting like that person you want to become. You start, carrying yourself. You start going places, and that's what led me to, get my truck wrapped, promoting myself like I was this big time celebrity barber, my flyers, and I was renting tuxedos to go do photo shoots with.
That's the shit niggas not knowing. Because you told me, man, when I came, you like, man, go get you a suit, man, and shit. Take that bitch back if you got to. You know what I'm saying? Take the photo shoot. Get into some of that, man.
Man, I had years of buying. I can still go back and look at pictures and remember taking that shit back. I remember I went and got Louis scarves, nigga. I was getting all kind of clothes, and I made sure I ain't put on no cologne or had the clothes smelling any different than when I bought them, and leaving the tags on that shit, doing photo shoots and stuff. And immediately after the photo shoot was over, I take that shit right back. Immediately. I'm talking about, but didn't nobody know that. You know what I'm saying? Didn't nobody know. I've done that for years. So it was just me.
The key to the game, man.
Yeah, I needed something visual of myself being who I saw myself becoming.
It's interesting, man, because one of my partners, man, he for his birthday, man, he rented this exotic car. And he says, he told me, he called me C Breeze, say Fareed Muhammad, say C Breezy, man, we got to start renting this shit and sitting in it and driving it, you know what I'm saying, so we can see ourselves in it, you know what I'm saying. And nigga may look at you and be like, oh man, you front, you done bought a suit, but no, sometimes it takes that. I'm the type of person, nigga, if you gotta buy you some goddamn designer, man, for you to have that confidence and shit, I mean, it shouldn't be, but shit, whatever you gotta do to do it, you know what I'm saying, however you got to get yourself mentally to that point where you feel like a god, then do it, you know what I'm saying. And niggas may look at it and be like, damn, man, this nigga wearing a suit, but now you have to see yourself a certain way, man. Like, when you live in your head, and I know you live in your head because you're Aquarius, and I'm Aquarius, so we up there. But seeing it manifest, seeing how that cloth feel on you, feeling that material, you know what I'm saying, putting yourself in that environment. And another question that I want to ask, like, what was something that you did to start putting yourself, and you done already kind of got into it, but putting yourself in a position where you see this image now, you see, I see this guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see this guy manifesting every day.
Man, in life, regardless if anybody agree with this or not, perception is reality. Period. Perception is reality. You know what I'm saying? How you perceive yourself is how others gonna perceive you. So a lot of times when it comes to buying certain things, again, it all goes back to your motives. You got to know why you're doing it. You can't worry about what somebody else think. Like you got to know why you buying certain things, you're doing certain things, and perception is reality. And when it comes to buying certain things, just like a car situation, man, you can go to these dealerships and sit in a car. You can go dress decent, just iron your stuff. You ain't gotta, as long as your stuff is decent and you ironed it and stuff. You can go to these Mercedes-Benz dealerships. You can even go to the Bentley dealerships where they sell Bentleys, Rolls Royces. I've done it. And I've went and walked around and I've looked at these cars. I've opened the door and they allow me to sit them in, and I just generate a certain energy and a certain feeling. And I remember those feelings. I remember that energy that I experienced, because I guarantee you drive up there in your car, you go up to the dealership and you sit in that car. I promise you, when you sit in that car, it's going to be a whole nother energy than when you was in your car. When you see that wood grain, when you see the inside, you're going to be damn near scared to touch it. You're like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Because it makes you just feel like luxury. It makes you feel rich. It makes you feel like, and the thing is that, when you look a certain way, especially in our culture, man, this is very important. Perception is reality, but you're going to attract people into your life based on the frequency that you're vibrating on. Okay. And sometimes it takes, if not 90% of the time, it takes you to have certain things that other people desire in order for you to attract them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody can say a lot of shit that sound good, but if they perception off, if you looking at them and you like, damn, dude look dingy, you know what I'm saying? He ain't even groomed, this, that, and this. Man, I don't give a damn what's coming out his mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if a dude pull up to you at a gas station and he tell you, hey, man, he driving a raggedy ass car. You know what I'm saying? He look raggedy and he say, hey, man, it's a business conference tonight, man. You want to make some money? And, he spit his game or whatever. He tell you it's later on tonight at 8, man. Let me get your number or let me get your card, man, and I want to invite you out. Most likely, are you going to go? Hell no. But if a dude pull up and he looking the part, he driving something nice, he dressed a certain way, you can kind of tell. Again, perception is reality. And he tell you, hey, man, it's a business event tonight, man. You look like somebody I would like to have on my team. This is what I do. Whatever the case may be. If you can make it later on tonight at 8 o'clock, nigga, I don't give a damn what you got on your schedule. Your ass gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, hey, baby, I just met this dude early at C.U.T, pumping the gas. He was in a new Benz, or he was whatever, you shoot to your lady or whatever, and you like, damn, let me find something to wear. You in the shower and you gonna try to get to that event. Why? It ain't because of what he said. It's because of how he looked.
How he presented.
It's how he presented himself. So even if even if that's just reality, man, it's just
it's the way life is, man.
Yeah, it is what it is, So when you have certain things, you got to know. Like, I tell a lot of barbers that come work in the shop, man, I'll be like, man, one thing about me was I'm not trying to be the best barber in Texas, United States. I don't give a damn about none of that stuff. I pride myself on being the best businessman. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z got a quote, man, that I love. He say, I'm just a hustler disguised as a rapper. You can't fit this much hustle inside of a rapper. So I use that same thing. I'm just a hustler disguised as a barber. You can't fit this much hustle inside of a barber. So I look at myself as a businessman, and when I look at myself as a businessman, I be like, and I done this years ago, and how it started, I was just like, I'm about to promote myself more as a businessman than just a barber. And if I see myself as a businessman on a certain level, that means I gotta look the part. So if I throw on the suit or I'm dressing like a businessman, people gonna be like, damn, why you dressed up? Or why you, cause they only see you as a barber. But if they see you as a businessman, they gonna understand why you dress like that. They gonna understand why you wearing that suit. They gonna, cause why? Cause you see yourself as a businessman. And if you see yourself that way, they gonna see yourself. They gonna see you like that. You know what I'm saying? So then people want to do business with other business people. People don't want to do business with a barber. They just want a haircut from a barber. You feel what I'm saying? So when you start looking like a businessman, they're like, okay, I want to do businessman with him because I see he about business. He looked the part. He looked like a businessman. I don't know what the hell he do. You know what I'm saying? But he looked like a businessman and look like somebody I want to do business with. But when you just look like the average barber and you just out here just, you know, all you do is just cut. You know, it's just like, okay, well, people gonna look at you as a barber. So whenever you come at them with any other business outside of cutting their hair, they're not trying to hear shit you saying. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't see you that way. They see you as a barber. So when I start seeing myself as a businessman, because when I see myself as a barber, I was wearing barber shit, you know, had shit all on my shirt, hats, barber poles and all that shit. And I was building clientele and I was cutting a lot of heads, right? Just as a barber. But then I was like, man, I'm bigger than a barber. I'm bigger than just what it is that I do far as on cutting hair. You know what I'm saying? I want to venture out and get all kind of, you know, do all kind of businesses. So I start handling myself as a businessman, man. I start dressing like it. I start going to get suits, just putting back a little money. Man, you can go get a nice suit for the same amount of money you go buy a fresh pair of J's or something. You feel what I'm saying? A pair of J's gonna run you by $2 for a nice retro pair or whatever. Or whatever it is that you do, video games, whatever you do where it's kind of like, you know, you spend your money on, stack up a little bread, go get you a nice suit, get it tailored right. You're looking at a couple of $100, not much. Go get you some nice little dress shoes, do a photo shoot in it. Do a photo shoot, look the part. Next thing you know, you take that same photo shoot that your photographer did for a little $100 or $2 or whatever in your suit. Boom, you change your profile image on social media. You looking like a businessman, and then like people like, oh, like it draws a lot of attention. So just buying a suit or just buying the shoes or just buying stuff, it's more to it than that. It's using that power of perception for people to see you in a way that you see yourself and how you starting to think. You know what I'm saying?
Again. Say that one more time. Using that what?
Using that power of perception, man. The power of perception is everything. And even if like people subliminally do it and they don't know it, I mean, it is what it is, man. No matter what you say, no matter how you take a rapper, right? This cat got bars, little young cat. We leave out of here right now and this young cat pull up on us and he be like, yo, man, I rap, man, I go hard, blah, blah, with the whoop. And we like, oh, okay. If he look like something, if he put together well and he look like something, we might go ahead and check him out. We may be like, yo, man, what's your YouTube? What you got? You know, so we might listen to him. Why? Because of how he look. You know what I'm saying? But if he look trash, he ain't groomed, he ain't looking a certain way, it's just like, I can't take you serious because you don't take you serious. Because if you took yourself serious, you'll look better than this. You will be more polished. So when you go out and present yourself to the world, people be like, okay, I'm gonna check them out just off the strength of how you look.
Yeah, man. Let me tell y'all a little funny moment, man, if we can. It was a question asked to me, man. You work for people? I'm like, yeah, I work over there. He's like, man, y'all, what did he say? Y'all got dressed up to come to work. I had to break it down to him, man. I'm like, nah, man, we don't have to dress up. Like, we don't have to come suited and booted. But the thing that I learned is the importance of your appearance. You know what I'm saying? The importance of, like, now, usually, before I came to you, I thought I was a pretty fresh guy. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was, doing my thing. But now, before I come to work, I have to get up at least an hour before I come to work. You know what I'm saying? Because I have to make sure that, first of all, I don't want to look like that. It was the importance of how you look, how you present, not how you look for as like, oh, I'm this nigga. But motherfuckers is paying you their money. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker don't want to smell your stanky ass breath. Motherfucker don't want to see your socks and your goddamn toes all out. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker don't want to, you done hit the gym and came to work. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker don't want to smell that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you taught me you showed me like how to really get paid in the game just on how you look. You know what I'm saying? Because so I told the person, no, we ain't got to be suited and booted. You got to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas is sporty. If you a sporty nigga, be a fresh sporty ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you suited and booted, be fresh suited and booted. If you're a business casual type guy, be business casual. You know what I'm saying? If you a laid back type person, be fresh laid back. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it was just funny that, but what I wanted to say is that it taught me so much, man, and I began to see myself change. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting up every morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm making, like, I'm going to a business. Like I'm not just going to cut hair, but I'm going to a business, and it was that thought process that began to kind of change some of the shit. You know what I'm saying? That my behaviors and my habits. You know what I'm saying now. And then I was like, damn, I can't believe. And I look back like, damn, I can't believe how you go to work, man, and goddamn me sweats and man. I mean, one time, man, I got gout, bro. So I mean, one time, man, I'm being in that motherfucker coming with one shoe on and a sock. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying, thugging that bitch out to like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, man. And you ain't gotta work that hard, bro. You ain't gotta work that hard, man. Just kind of carry yourself as a businessman and show yourself. You know what I'm saying? Respectable. Look competent. You know what I'm saying? Look competent. Look like you know what you're doing, man. And it was just funny that someone asked me that, like, y'all got to dress up. Like, nah, you ain't got to dress up, man. Just, you know what I'm saying?
Watch this. For a cat to even say, what is dressing up? You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody asked me that. If somebody say, man, why you so dressed up? What does dress up mean to you? Because I may be dressed down. Not trying to be cocky. I may just be dressed down. Dress up is when I put on a goddamn Tom Ford bow tie, tuxedo, patent leather shoes.
Your shit. Talk your shit.
That's really dressed up to
like
me.
That
like,
shit.
like,
your
hey.
Shit.
So dress up to me and dress up to somebody else may be totally different. And this the thing. Jay-Z said, I'm a businessman, not how I go? I'm a businessman, not a business. How did he say it? You know the quote by Jay-Z? Yeah, he said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm not you got it, we go. So he was saying that I'm not a businessman, right? Like, I'm not a businessman. I'm me. I'm the business. I'm a businessman. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm the business, if I'm my walking billboards, if I'm my walking promotion, all of that, that's what's gonna attract the type of business that I want. You know what I'm saying? And I was never, I remember a long time ago, me personally, long time ago, I never forget when I was a kid, old enough to kind of even know what somewhat of a fashion was. When my mama used to take me to the barbershop, whatever, I used to walk in there, and if I didn't know who was gonna be cutting my hair, I ain't gonna lie, I would go to the freshest barber. I would look at all the barbers and be like, okay, like, I'm waiting on him. Cause I don't know who know how to cut hair. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at everybody and I'm looking at what they got on. I'm looking at their shoes, I'm looking at their hair, this, that, and this. And I'd be like, for some reason, even when I was young, I was like, I wanna go to the freshest cat in here. You know what I'm saying? That's who I would go to. Why? Because if he look fresh, then he gonna make sure I look fresh. That was just my thought as a youngster. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about dressing, man, one thing about fashion, because everybody ain't, like, having money don't make you fashionable. You know what I'm saying? Right. You just gotta have it. You know, it's either you got it or you don't. You can give us all $10,000, and say, go shopping. You know what I'm saying? And some cats just don't know how to put some with some and make it, you know what I'm saying? If anything, they like, I want what's on the mannequin. Why? because they don't really know how to go and put shit together like that. You know what I'm saying? I've always somewhat had an eye for it in a sense. I've always been like that. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom was like that. But here it is to just really nail it, man. Dressing nice, whatever you consider nice, that's your style, that reflects you, is part of its energy. It's making sure that whatever it is that you put on, you're generating a certain energy so you can vibrate higher. You know what I'm saying? And let me break that down. When I mean vibrate higher, meaning the outfit, the shoes, the cologne, whatever it is that you put on, when you look good, Deion Sanders got a quote, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you do good. When you do good, they pay good. So I know I want to make sure that I look so good that I just be walking around just confident, just feeling like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that nigga today. I want to feel like that every day. So guess what? Every day, regardless of what I have on, long as it's iron, I buy the nicest cologne. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I just went and bought cologne last week, right? I had to re-up on some cologne. You know what I'm saying? And not to be, you know, again, man,
Speak that shit, man.
I spent on one bottle of cologne, Creed Aventus, I spent $400 and some on one bottle of cologne. I had another bottle that I spent, it was called Baccarat, you know what I'm saying? Fluidity, you know what I'm saying? It was $200 and some. I brought the Chanel 5, the perfume. It was another $150. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Because me personally, when I put that shit on, I want to smell fucking expensive. I don't want that shit to be no shit. Me.
I want to smell expensive.
That's what makes me feel rich.
You know what
That's what makes me feel good. Now, I ain't telling people to go out here and nigga like, damn, $400 for a bottle of cologne.
Do what you can do.
I get it, my G. But guess what?
What was, let me say that. No, finish that.
But when I wake up, you know, and don't get me wrong, I don't put this shit on a regular weekday. You know what I'm saying? I put this shit on when me and my wife finna go step out and I'm putting on the suit or I'm looking real fly. And I put that shit on knowing like it's creating an energy for me to say when I put my clothes on, when I put this cologne on, me knowing this shit was $400 and some, me knowing it's some expensive shit, I'ma feel like that and I'ma put myself in an environment where I can attract that. You feel what I'm saying? Where somebody be like, hey, excuse me, sir, you got on that Creed Aventus, don't you? Yep. Why? Because he know about it. He into that expensive shit too. And just off that conversation alone, we may spark up some another conversation about business. And it started from him knowing the type of cologne I got on. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about energy. It's all about putting on things, wearing things, doing things, putting yourself in an environment where you feel like as if you already have it. Like, if you say you want to be a multi-millionaire, you need to already be looking like it and putting yourself in those environments. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And when you put yourself in those environments, you got to look a certain way. And when you look a certain way and then you put yourself in them environments, you start to attract them type of people. And then next thing you know, when you start to attract them type of people and you get to being friends with them or getting in their network, your network becomes your net worth. And it started all behind you wearing a damn cologne like that another cat recognized. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man, it's it's crazy, man. Cause I just believe that you got to be that every day, man. Like, you really got to buy into it. If you believe that you are a certain person, and I tell people all the time, man, and go back to when you was a child. What was the image that you had of yourself when you was a child? Before all this bullshit, before all the life happened, like, what image did you have of yourself as a child? And be that motherfucker every day. Be that person every day, man. And so let's go and let's get into some of the business shit. Like, how not the savvy, like, what does it take for anybody who want to start a barbershop? And we're not just talking about barbershop. Anybody that just want to start in the business realm, anybody because I look at you as an entrepreneur, not just a shop owner, because of the many things you do. For one, give us a couple of your few of your business that you do, and like from taking it from an idea, what's the first thing that I need to do, or what's the first thing that you would recommend somebody to do?
When it comes to what? Opening up a business?
When it comes to having an idea and and bringing that idea to life to a business, like to opening a business.
I would say first thing, seek out mentors. You know what I'm saying? Because you need wise counsel. You need somebody who may have already done what you're trying to do, and they have done it in a successful manner and done it on a level that you want to pretty much reach. So I would say seek out mentors. And then, people always say, don't share your idea with nobody. No, don't share your idea with nobody who's not successful. You know what I'm saying? You can share your ideas with people. You know what I'm saying? Because what God has for you is for you, dog. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody take your ideal and run with it and stuff like that, then it is what it is. It's still some, God still has some. I look at, what's his name? The dude that created Facebook. Somebody stole those ideas from these two twins or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the two twins still came out successful and still got money, still got, you know what I'm saying? So all of it's part of the process. But seek out mentors. Seek out a person who can definitely take you down the road of getting your paperwork right when it comes to doing the business the right way. For so many years, man, I hustled. Just far as hustle, meaning I hustled making money, but I didn't know how to have a bank account. I didn't know how to have the right LLCs, and I didn't know how to have my business structured the right way. So when your mentors or somebody that you admire who's doing the things that you want to do can help you with that. But I think the most important thing is just humbling yourself, being able to ask for help, because a lot of people are so prideful they try to do everything on their own. But if you humble yourself and you ask for help, man, somebody will help you. You know what I'm saying? And then get those business ideas, get your business name, your DBA. DBA is doing business as, that only costs a little hot $20, $25 or something at the local courthouse, wherever you're from, whatever county you're from, and then work on getting your LLC. Your LLC is very important, that separates you from, if somebody come after you. If you don't have an LLC, somebody come after your business. You got your business up on the LLC, so somebody can sue your business and not you personally. But I learned all these things as I went. You know what I'm saying? But it's just really about reaching out for help. Ask for help, man. It's just simple as that. I don't even want to get into the details of what to do, when to do, how to do it. Seek help. Seek help from somebody who's doing what you've done, or they're doing business, whatever it is that they doing on a level that you want to be on or admire, and reach out to that person and ask for help. If you don't got them kind of people in your life, oh shit, you're doing the wrong thing. You're in the wrong circle.
Did it take a lot of money to start your first business? No,
it actually didn't take a lot of money, man. Honestly, if we have time, that story was, I had a client that, was coming to me, man. He heard about me. He heard great things about me. He started coming to me, and I didn't know him. His name is Charles Smith, man. They called him Spider. He out of Fort Worth. Very, very popular name in Fort Worth.
Sound like a dope boy.
No, in basketball. No, he was in basketball. He went to college, went to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? He's not just a real popular player. He wasn't no superstar in the NBA, but he went to the NBA, man. And I didn't know this, but the whole time he was coming to me for months, he was sizing me up, man, seeing how I handle business, seeing how I conduct myself, my character, and everything. And I never forget, one day he reached out and said, "Hey, man, have you ever thought about opening up your own shop?" And I was just like, "Yeah, but I really don't have the money or whatever." And he was like, "Man, if you ever consider it, man, let me know, man, and I'll help you out." So I was just like, "All right, yeah, whatever." You know what I'm saying? I really didn't take heed to it, man. And next thing you know, the owner of the shop died where I used to work years ago. And I already knew. I was like, damn, I don't want to go opening up I don't want to go work at another shop. And I was like, something have to shake, because the owner died, so we don't know what's about to happen to the salon. Well, right before the salon had actually closed down, man, I told this particular client, Charles, I was like, man, I was telling all my clients, yo, man, the salon is about to, go through some, the owner died. I don't know what's gonna happen. So, he was like, man, why don't you open up your own shop? And I'm thinking in my mind, nigga, I don't got the money, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't say that, man. But he was just like, hey, man, look for you a location, man, and let's talk. Whenever you find something. So all of a sudden I was just like, all right. And I took it serious, but I didn't. But then I was just like, I got to do something. So I wound up just going out looking for me a location, this, that, and this. And, I didn't have no business plan, nothing written out, no nothing. Because I ain't go to college, man. I wasn't too, savvy in school. Mm-hmm. And I never forget, man, one time he pulled up on me at the shop, after I got through cutting his hair. He was like, man, let's chop it up. We went outside in his truck. We chopped it up. I told him about the location I found, told him what I was going to do, this, that, and this. And next thing you know, he said, how much, how much is this going to take? And I was like, I really didn't know, to be honest with you, man, but I just threw out something. I said, man, it's going to take like 10 racks. And all of a sudden he was like, all right. And then he would like say, I'll be right back. So I get out of his truck, get in my truck, and I was like, I ain't know what to expect. He came back, man, and he had 10 racks for me, man. Like, just like that, man. He had 10 racks for me. And like, nigga, when he pulled off after giving me that 10 racks, nigga, I cried. Nigga, I cried so long, I can't even remember. Like, nigga, you could have put a bucket and I would have filled it up with tears. Yeah. And then next thing you know, man, my life completely changed. Because that was my first time ever somebody believed in me and he ain't no relative. He wasn't no homeboy. He wasn't no kin to me. No nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I took that 10 racks, man, opened up my first shop, FB3 Barber Lounge, in 2015. And from there, because of the hotel, because of what I've been through, because I wasn't going to let anything get in the way of messing that opportunity up, man. So I opened up the first shop, grinded it out, make sure everybody in the shop was good, because I already had somewhat of a reputation built. Opened up the shop. 2 years later, opened up another shop. A year later, opened up another, things just start, I took that 10, turned it to 30, to the 30, turned it to another, things just start, and here I am today, man, with 3 shops, a luxury shoe line, and also part owner of a franchise business. So,
yes, man. I just want to say this, man. This show is about, man, finding your identity, man, and really honing in on that, man. And we just appreciate you for coming out, man, showing us some love, man. Just really, giving us insight into how you think, how you do things, man. And I just hope that someone grabs this concept and run with it, man, and really do your thing, man. That's what I want to see, man. I want to breed self-confidence. I want to breed self-worth, self-love, understanding that you got everything in you that you need to succeed, man. You just got to be willing, to believe in yourself and go to whatever extent that it would take for you to succeed, man. One of my favorite quotes in life, man, when you want success better than you want to breathe, man, then you got it, man. And I just want to say again, thank you, man. It was a pleasure. Man, leave us, if we got time, leave us with some quote, something, man, just some wisdom, something, man. Just leave us with something real quick, man.
When it comes to identity, man, and when it comes to what you're doing, man, I commend you for that, man. And one thing about identity, man, is people, I didn't grow up in the church. I didn't grow up in religion. I didn't grow up in any of that stuff, man. But one thing that I know for me and what I personally believe is God is not separate from us. God is actually in us. So when someone says, or when I say believe in yourself, what I'm saying is believe in what's in you. God is in you. You know what I'm saying? And when you get to know God, you get to know yourself, because you and God are one within self. You know what I'm saying? God is not outside of you. He is a spirit living within you. You know what I'm saying? So when you believe what's in you, you start seeing yourself in a different light. And then next thing you know, man, once you start believing more in what's in you, a lot of the fear and a lot of the things that you was domesticated by growing up, whether it be, your family, your parents, your environment, your church, your, whoever it is, kind of domesticate you in a way to where it puts these beliefs and fears inside of you that you didn't necessarily choose. You know what I'm saying? You was just taught these things. But when you come in, you begin to be an adult, you begin to be at an age to where you can kind of seek these things for yourself. I know the Bible says, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be answered. You know what I'm saying? And, God will reveal himself to you. And when he reveal himself to you, you will understand that, okay, this is what's in me. And that'll give you all the confidence in the world. That'll give you all the things that you need to do whatever it is that the God calls you to do and put you here on earth for purpose. So, I just want to say, believe in what's in you, that God in you, you know what I'm saying? And, you can't be stopped. You know what I mean? So
there you have it. Another episode of Behind the Cut with Brandon Bufford. Man, we love you guys, man. We out. Thank you very much.
Had to hustle by my lonely, to get racks all on me.